Well, hello, and welcome to Preparing to Survive and Thrive Homesteading channel with Charlie B. So if you're wondering who this is Callie. No, she will not be back on the stove when it's running. So which brings me to the stove. Apparently we were supposed to have a change of weather. And it's going to go from 80s and 70s down to like 60 during the day and rainy and windy. And then it's supposed to kind of stay there at night. It's going to be in the low 50s and even in the 40s. And I think there's even one day that it's supposed to be down to like 39. I'm hoping we're not going to be getting a frost. My garden still needs finished picking. But there was last year when I showed you all the stove and introduced you to it and showed you how to clean this part, the very top of it. And here I did not show you how you have to clean the oven at least once a year. It says twice, but I'm going to try for only doing it once a year. But yeah, but we had some issues that it wasn't working the best that we wanted to. The pellets didn't hold enough for us to be able to go to bed or leave all day and not have to worry about it. Also, we could only hold like 3 logs, and I figured out a way to actually increase that. So let me show you, and we'll be back. I want to clean this up, and yeah, I got my old clothes on in case you're wondering. So I can get it cleaned up, and then I'll be showing you. So we'll be back. So this is the bin that holds the pellets. As you can see, we've got about 1 bag in there, and 1 bag totally fills it up. We've used a little bit the last time we were running it. So I would like to at least keep 2 bags in it. So let me show you what I did. Let me show you what I used. Oops. Yes, I moved the camera. Sorry about that. I'm going to move it again. What you are looking at here is a garbage can. And it's one of those ones with the step. You know, you lift your lid, you push the step down, voila. Well, I had one similar to this, a little bit bigger. So I took it apart. Let me show you what I did, what I ended up with. I ended up with just this. Like I said, it holds a good bag of pellets, at least. Now, there is a piece right back here that where you took the step out, we ended up with this. So what I did was I literally just put it over the door. And to make it stay, I'm using a bungee. I just hook it to the top of the canister, and then I hook it to the bottom of the door, like so. And I've got a bin now that will hold 2 bags of pellets. So pretty ingenious, don't you think? Okay. Now the other problem we had was, to cover up the bin for more pellets, I just used some little tin foil roasting pans, maybe cake pans. I don't know what they are. But yes, I just put those up and it's covered up. Nothing's going to fall in it. Okay, now I got to bring you down. So hang on. Okay, so let me explain what you're looking at. Before I go on, if you haven't looked at the other video, take a look at that so you'll know what I'm talking about. It is the Teba 23. I think it's the TW-23 wood pellet cook stove, and that will explain what I'm talking about here. So I will remember, hopefully, to put this at one of the end cards. So what you're looking at is the grates for the wood to sit on, fire grates. And this is right down here is where the pellets go. It has a little bit of hole. The fire, it lights itself, which is amazing. I could only put in 3 pieces of wood, and in order to keep them from falling into the pellet box. So what I did was, and I bought these on Amazon. So they're kind of messed up because I used them last year. They are just pieces of metal And yeah, I have a paper towel over them right now. But what I do with these is I literally will lay one, sit it upright like that, and I use two of these, and I lay the other one right down like that. Now I can stack at least 6 good sized logs in there, and I don't have to worry about them falling in and blocking the pellets from burning or filling up the burn box, because the ashes will end up putting out the pellets, so we get too much ash in there. But those were some of the problems that we solved. So let's get to cleaning the oven. Give me a few minutes to get things set up. We took off the oven door. I'll show you that. And Eric is right now removing the screws so we can pull the oven out in order to clean it, because this should be done twice a year. I will probably only do it once a year because it is kind of hard to get out.
It's pretty clean too. This stove's been really clean.
Yeah, well, let's see what it looks like inside.
Okay, now I just need to get under here and get it moved forward.
Oven rack holders. We have all the screws out of the oven, and Eric is now going to have to take a little bit of a pry and pull out the oven. I don't know if you can see this, but there's lots of dirt up here on the top. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually start vacuuming this off. So I'm going to shut you off so you don't have to hear it. Got the oven out. As you can see how dirty it is. Now we had to literally take the wires off of the back in order to pull it out. We also had to unscrew the screws that hold in the heating elements in there. This is really dirty, and I'm definitely going to be sucking this out also. What a mess. So we've got the oven out, and now we vacuumed out everything. Now Eric is removing the high temperature tape. It's like a sealant, and then we're going to have to put more of it on. This is a little bit more involved than what I thought it was going to be, but it's nice and clean now. So after we removed everything, then we're just going to go ahead and reapply the high temperature tape. So this is the door, and Eric had to do something to get the hinges to work. Go ahead, explain it.
I had to take the door apart. This hinge actually would not snap in place. It was too wide hitting the front. The door is too narrow. It must have been something from new that wasn't designed quite right. Took a little off with a file. Looks like it's going to work great.
Okay. So it was what, the hinges are what, about 6 inches long?
Yes.
Okay, and you just filed down the top of them.
I filed down this face on this side.
Okay.
So it would snap back down. It wouldn't fully close into the door, which left the top hang open.
Yeah, that's why I had the fork cut in it. So, but I'll bring you back when we go to put that on to make sure it fits correct this time. Well, you have it. The door is fixed. I don't have to keep a fork in there, big meat fork. So it's just hanging there now. And I had some wood burning in there last night. There's the beautiful fire. It needs to be cleaned. But so we're working good. So let me bring you up here and let's discuss whether or not we would buy the stove again. Okay, so would I buy the stove again? Well, I do love the stove very much. And after we figured out how to fix some of the issues, and being that the stove itself was like $8,000, and everything we put into it, the radiators, all the plumbing, the time and stuff like that, without adding in our time for money, we spent between $10,000 and $11,000. Now this also does heat our domestic hot water when it's running. Ouch, I burnt myself. And I can also cook on it, and I can cook with an electric, and I can cook either in the electric oven or I can cook with just the fire. Okay. And it runs on pellets and woods. So to bring it down in a nutshell, yes, we would buy this stove again. We love it. It works great. It saves on the electric bill in the wintertime. Even though I have solar, it's not going to cover a water heater. It just won't. I would have to have double the amount of solar panels and definitely more battery cabinets and batteries themselves in order to be able to actually get, Callie, I wish you'd get down. That's not hot, Barry. That's not hot right there. That's just where the pellets go in. Check out the other video. But back to, yes, we love the stove, and we would definitely go and put it in and buy it. So if you have the money, and remember, this is also a furnace. It heats a whole house, which is about 2,400 square feet. And it gives us domestic hot water, and we can cook with it, cook and bake. So there you have it. So I hope to God you have enjoyed this video and learning more about the stove. And yes, winter is here, so I will be cooking more on this and baking. Might actually bake some stuffed peppers in that, which you'll probably get to see that video coming up, I hope. All right, so, well, there's the stove. Ta-da! And yes, we do love it. So, all right, well, this is Charlie B signing out. Remember, if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe.